Now let's talk about the components that we've mounted in the center aft bilge. We'll start with the 4 Yamaha fuel water separators that are mounted on the bulkhead. There's an isolation valve mounted for each filter, which allows you to stop the flow of fuel if you're changing filters. If the boat should ever run out of fuel, you'll need to prime the engines and the fuel systems on the engines by squeezing the 4 primer bulbs that are mounted on the fuel lines that run back to the motors. You'll see them under the gunnels. Once the primer bulbs become stiff, you should be able to start the engines without a problem. You must keep in mind that gasoline is a very dangerous substance. If there are any fumes or vapors present in the bilge, you need to stop and investigate where they've come from before proceeding any further. In the port aft section of the center aft bilge, we have a manifold box with the 2 Hooker Baitwell pumps. These are high pressure pumps that supply seawater to the bait wells that are installed in the cockpit. There are 2 white intake hoses that run from the sea chest that's part of the Hooker Baitwell system down to through hulls with sea cocks on them. These are the supply of water to the Hooker system. These must be open in order to use this system. Forward of the Hooker system, we have the intake and seawater strainer for the generator. So on the port side of the center aft bilge, you'll see a hose that's connected to the seacock forward in this compartment. Always make sure that this seawater strainer is clear when operating the generator. On the starboard side of the center aft bilge, you have a seacock, a strainer, and a pump that supply water to the Seakeeper gyro stabilizer. Once again, the seacock needs to be open and the sea strainer needs to be clear for this to have proper operation.